Are you out of shape and wanting to get back in shape this year? Well, in just a moment, I'm going to give you a really great way to do that. I'm Non-Monogamous Mark, and I'm the co-founder of Non-Monogamous Lifestyles Association. And at the Non-Monogamous Lifestyles Association, we help to equip our clients and it's a nonprofit association, but we hope to equip our clients so that they can have the sex lives that they desire. But it's more than just that. It's also having the financial life that they desire, and having the health that they desire, and having the relationships that they desire. And so go ahead and click on that link down at the bottom of the description box and subscribe to our email list, and you'll be able to find out more about us there. But let's go on with today's topic, and that is, if you're wanting to get in better shape this year, well, you know, I've been working on staying in shape for quite some time, and I've been slowly losing weight, and I'm really feeling great about that, you know. But just because you are in shape or you look good, that doesn't mean that you also have a fit body. Now, my late ex-wife, she was in pretty good shape, and yet she didn't live to see 60 years of age. And so something that I was aware of all of our life is that she, even though she went to the gym and worked out a lot, but she didn't eat very healthy. And I kept talking to her about that. I figured, well, I can't do anything to control her, but I certainly will take care of myself, and I'll make sure that I am eating well. She just figured, well, as long as I am in good shape and I'm going to the gym, then I'm good. But because she didn't have enough fiber in her diet, because she didn't have enough green leafy vegetables in her diet, thing that once we got married in our 20s that I started talking to her about, because I noticed that right away, and she was having digestive and indigestion issues. And I just said, you need more fiber and whole grains and more fruits and vegetables, and particularly green vegetables. But no, she wouldn't listen to me. And so, you know, it doesn't, if you look pretty good, then, you know, maybe you need to work on the inside a little bit. That became really apparent to me last week. I went on a hike, and it was about a mile and a half or 2 mile hike. I think it was a 2 mile hike one way, so 4 miles round trip. And yet it was an elevation climb of about 650 feet, and I felt it going up to the top. I felt it, and it was a difficult hike for me. So that's when I decided that I myself really needed to devote more of my focus and more of my time to getting back in good physical shape, and that is riding bicycle, and also through doing things like hiking. Now, it's easy for me to say that when I'm in Southern California with my partner there, where it's beautiful and sunny and just the perfect weather year-round almost to go hiking and such. Where we live in Ventura, it's got 305.5 perfect days of the year according to Zillow, and Zillow says it's the most perfect place climate and weather-wise in the country to live. And so it's easy for me to get out in the outdoors. But I have also another partner that I live with in Seattle, Washington. And when I come here to Seattle, you know, I mean, Seattle, it's cloudy, if not rainy, 10 months of the year. And so here this last Tuesday, I flew into Seattle, and sure enough, it's cloudy and it's pouring down rain. It's rained hard all week. But I'm committed to getting out hiking, and not only getting out hiking, but also decided that you've got to get out there and hike the hills, because it's not the flats. Because my wife and I, we went bicycling and we went out hiking, but most of that was on flat terrain. And it's not the flat terrain that really keeps you in great shape. It is the hills that challenge you. Like I said last week, it was a 2 mile climb and 650 feet gain in elevation. And so when I looked around for hikes to go on down here, now I had to be careful here that I don't want to get into the snow country. You know, if I was going snowshoeing, that would be great, but I'm wanting to hike on a trail and not go snowshoeing. And so I wanted to make sure then that I chose a hike that wasn't going to put us up into snow country, and I wanted to make sure that I chose a hike that had a really good elevation climb. And so here I am now with my partner Chris. She's down the trail a ways, and so I took this opportunity to stop and make this video. But I picked this hike. It's a hike called Pinnacle Peak, and there's two entrances to the hike. I guess one entrance at each side of the mountain. And I just picked the entrance to hike up the peak that's closest to where I live. It's about a 45-minute drive to get here. And when I got here, there's about 20 cars in the little trailhead parking lot down there, and which on a day like today, it's Saturday, but still it's been rainy all week, and it's cloudy. It's not supposed to rain here until the afternoon though, so that's good, and it's in the morning. And so I don't know how many cars are parked in the other parking lot, and so I started up the hill. And that's the thing I want to encourage you is to, whether you're hiking or whether you're bicycling, get out there and challenge yourself to go up hills. Now Chris, in a little bit I'll include her in the video, and you'll see that she's a very heavy-set woman, and she's having a really tough time, and I'm having a tough time. That's why I stopped here where I'm at. In fact, as you see this tree behind me, and I saw that tree and I thought, oh my gosh, there's just the perfect opportunity for me just to lean back on that tree so that I don't have to balance and stand here and just kind of maintain my position, but I'd be able to lean against the tree, and I'd be able to take a little bit of a rest and make this video. And so, and that's where then I just picked this tree to lean against. And but yeah, get out there. To me, it's so important just to be getting outdoor air. And so a couple times a month at least, get outdoors and do something that's going to challenge your body physically. And a hike will do that if you include a gain of elevation. In this particular hike, it's 1.5 miles, and it's a 1,000-foot gain now compared to the hike last week that was 2 miles and 650 feet gain. And so this is much more challenging. I really didn't even expect it to be this challenging, but as soon as you get out of the car and get on the trail, I mean, right away you're climbing up a pretty good climb. And yeah, it's wearing me out, but just like I have told Chris, I'll wait for her at the top, and don't worry about it, just taking her time, and just keep going. Take a rest when she needs to take a rest, and take as long a rest she needs, because she certainly doesn't want to overdo it. And so I encourage you, just take that same approach. Allow yourself whatever time you need to be able to make it to the top, but take rest along the way. When Kat and I bought our bicycles 1.5 years ago, and we rode the final 200 miles to Ventura. We bought our bicycles in Portland, Oregon, then hopped the Amtrak train, and we rode our bicycles for the final 200 miles. Now, Kat had never been on a ride for more than 25 miles one time with me, but before that, 5 miles was the longest she'd ever ridden. And so for us to then plan this bicycle ride, where 3 days in a row we were riding in excess of 50 miles a day, she just really couldn't imagine that. And but I said, well, we can do it, because if you think about it, if you allow yourself all day to ride 50 miles, now riding 5 miles an hour is really slow, because yeah, we had a lot of hills as well. Riding 5 miles an hour is really slow. 10 miles an hour is kind of slow. 15 miles an hour is probably an average clip if you are in reasonable good shape as a bicyclist. And so I'm figuring that we would be riding then probably between 5 and 10 miles an hour. And even then, if we rode an hour and then stopped and took a break and rode another hour, just think about in an 8-hour day, how far you can really ride. So 50 miles was really a piece of cake, and she was really surprised at how well that she did with that distance. But that really is the key, is to stop along the way and allow yourself to take whatever time you need to rest, catch your breath. If you need, find a tree like behind me and lean up against the tree. Or Chris has got her coat with her, and there's a lot of fallen trees in the area next to the trail, so that she just puts her coat on a fallen tree and leans up against it or sits on it and has a rest. So just give yourself the time to keep going and make it to the top. And that's like so many things in life. Even if you're going to go slower at a goal, and even if I end up having to take longer, as long as I'm making forward progress and you just keep going, it doesn't matter how long it takes to get there, as long as you make it to the top of where you're going. And if any of this is resonating with you, then perhaps you'll find, like I have found, where I found that a coach was necessary to help me to just focus my year and my plans for the year to keep my life moving forward at a pace that I keep going forward every week. And Kat and I have had coaches for a couple of years now, and we've also then taken training as a coach. We have a new cutting-edge process that allows you to rewire your brain. And as you rewire your brain, then you can get over the things that you've always sabotaged yourself with. That's your BS, which is known as your belief systems. And you have different sabotaging patterns. You just don't believe you're good enough. You think you have to be perfect. You don't think you have enough education. And you just don't think you can do it. But in the reality, success at everything that you want to do, whether it be success in developing wealth, success in developing your health and fitness, success in having the relationships you want, or success in having an ethical and consensual non-monogamous life and enjoying beautiful, rich, sexy times with multiple people. Whatever it is that you're really wanting in life, and maybe you want it all, then that's because I want it all. And you can have it all, but you just have to know how to set that up so that you can focus and move forward week by week. You just keep moving forward. And if you have self-sabotaging beliefs, I have, and that's why I actually came across this new process that is coming out of Australia that allows you to rewire your brain, because most of us have our memories that are holding us back. I certainly did, and I recognize that. And when I saw this new discoveries in how the brain functions, some amazing, amazing things, and how then we're able to take and rewire the brain so that we're not being held back by all of our beliefs and all of our memories. And I was being held back by a lot of different things. And so if you are like me, then you want to find out a way where you don't have to be held back anymore in any of the areas of your life, then I encourage you to go ahead and click on that link down in the description box and have a look at our coaching plan. And that link will send you over to where you can get a conversation with us so that we can find out if we're a good fit and answer all your questions about our coaching program. No, they don't have to be expensive. Like if you go to a coach, a life coach, typically you're going to pay $100 to $300 per session. But not the way we have done this. And so if you want to learn more, because, you won't even, you probably spend more money on coffee or on fast food every week than what you would spend every week with us. And so it's a very affordable coaching program. Right now, in fact, we are looking for 40 students. It's absolutely insane, the magnitude of the bonuses and everything, and the special discounts, things that we are including in our coaching program for the next 40 people who get signed up. Why the next 40? Because we have this new process coming out of Australia, and we're kicking off a brand new program utilizing that and other processes to help you to create the life of your dreams. So go ahead and get in touch with us. Thanks a lot.